Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Lost Caverns of Ixalan action. Today we're going to try and play a deck with the goal of winning on turn 3. Now this is very complicated and difficult to achieve, but first I have to say this deck was heavily inspired by a comment from Aether Llama 8398. They were the person who came up with the previous Imperiosaur like deck where it was try and make a 2020 Trampler turn 3. The whole convoke out an ancient Imperiosaur and then, well, you have a 2020 turn 3 and see if you can win. They recently commented on a video sharing a cool deck list where you can try and swing in for 20 damage with hasty dinos on turn 3. I personally ran out of rare wild cards, so I kind of remixed that deck, and hopefully we'll be able to achieve something similar here with the list that I've come up with. So I'll try and show the list that they shared maybe at like the end of the video, or I'll put it in like the description or something like that. But today the goal is Reanimator, because Reanimator can get you some really big things really early, especially with the new card Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Now this is the card the whole deck's built around in terms of getting that turn 3 win. I don't know if we'll be able to perform an actual turn 3 win today, but if we do, that'll be super exciting. It was funny with like the very first video, the very first game I tried this deck against Sparky. I actually won turn 3 with a Ghalta and a Cityscape Leveler, swing in for 20 trampling damage. And I was like, oh, that was cool. I didn't realize how difficult that is to pull off. So we'll be very lucky if we get to pull it off, but we should still be able to do some pretty big things pretty early in the game. So let's see. Ghalta, 12/12 Trampler. The most important thing is when it enters the battlefield, even if it's not cast, you put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So this is how we get a bunch of things onto the battlefield and hopefully kill our opponent turn 3. Now the real question is, how do you reanimate Ghalta turn 3? And that relies on some very specific cards. One of the very important ones is Goldhound. This is 1 mana, 1/1 treasure dog with first strike and menace. So we can basically just play this turn 1. This is our turn 1 ramp that allows us to cast a 4-cost spell turn 3 that is going to allow us to reanimate. Now Goldhound works really well with Diregraf Rebirth. This is a reanimation spell that costs 5 mana, but it costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. So this means that we can actually reanimate turn 3. We play a Goldhound, play a land, play Goldhound. Next turn we play a land, we discard whatever we want to reanimate, and then the following turn we play another land. We sacrifice Goldhound for some mana. That's going to discount Diregraf Rebirth. We have 4 mana because we have 3 lands and 1 from Goldhound. We can cast Diregraf Rebirth. The backup plan is, well, cast Sheoldred's Restoration. This is a little bit more painful because we lose life equal to the card's mana value that we reanimate, but hopefully that won't matter if we just kill our opponent. So that's the kind of idea. So Goldhound, one of those key things that you kind of want to see in your opening hand. Ghalta, another key thing that you want to see in your opening hand. And then probably the last key thing you really want to see in your opening hand is some discard and draw card thing. So Bitter Reunion's really good because it can also give you creatures haste. So if you end up having an extra mana floating around, say you like reanimate turn 4 and you can get one of your things that give you haste, well, this can just pay 1 mana, give your stuff haste. That's really good. Saheeli's Lattice is kind of cool. It's just discard a card, draw 2 cards, with the kind of backup plan is if we discard like an extra Ghalta for some reason, we can pay 5 and craft it with it, and then we get a 12/4, which is cool. And then Invasion of Ergamon. This is actually a backup way that we can actually reanimate turn 3, because if we don't get a Goldhound, this can allow us to discard something and also ramp on turn 2, which means we'll have 4 mana turn 3, and we'll also be able to reanimate whatever we discarded. So that is the backup plan in terms of that. Now, how do we give our creatures haste while also reanimating? Well, Ghalta is going to have to put into play either Imodane's Recruiter or Keldon Strike Team. There's a slight difference between these cards. Imodane's Recruiter is a 2/2, but it gives all your creatures haste and +1/+0 when it enters the battlefield. And that's a little bit different than Keldon Strike Team, which is a 3/1 that says as long as it's entered the battlefield this turn, creatures you control have haste. So this kind of gives your team like the effect, or it gives out the buff to all of your other creatures on your team of having haste, rather than like giving them haste at a particular moment. So if you say like play another creature, that creature's gonna come in with haste. So like, I don't know, if you play like a Goldhound, this can be somewhat relevant, but probably isn't relevant for the turn 3 win. Now, in terms of our big threats that we're hoping to reanimate, some really good ones in terms of ending the game turn 3 is Ghalta and Mavern. This is a 7-drop. It's a 12/12 trampler, and it says whenever you attack, which is nice because it's not only when Ghalta and Mavern attacks, but it says you can either choose one of these two things. The first one is probably what we're going to choose. Create a tapped and attacking XX green dino creature token with trample, where X is the greatest power among other attacking creatures. So if we also have a Ghalta attacking, that's going to give us another 12/12 trampler tapped and attacking when we attack in. The other option is create X 1/1 vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is the number of other creatures attacking, which seems a lot worse because it's also not attacking. Yeah, and then Atali is just kind of a nice card because it can also flip us into like another missing piece. Say our turn 3 win is not going to plan, which it most likely won't go to plan. This can potentially flip us into like that Ghalta that we wanted if we're reanimating it instead. And then lastly, Cityscape Leveler is an amazing card because it works really well with the whole try and win turn 3 plan, because when it attacks in, it can destroy target when it's cast, or whenever it attacks in, it destroys up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token. So this means that when we go ahead and attack in with Cityscape Leveler and Ghalta, for instance, we can destroy their 1 blocker, making it so that our 20 damage is going to go straight to their face, and we don't have to worry about their blockers absorbing any of it. So that's the idea behind Cityscape Leveler there. And it just occurred to me, this is a good example of why like Keldon Strike Team is slightly better and potentially relevant compared to Imodane's Recruiter, because this means that if we put like Atali and Keldon Strike Team onto the battlefield, and Atali flips into like, I don't know, Ghalta and Mavern, Ghalta and Mavern's gonna gain haste because creatures we control have haste as long as this has entered the battlefield this turn, whereas Imodane's Recruiter, my goodness, I'm stumbling over my words here, already gave creatures haste and is not gonna give Ghalta and Mavern haste when it enters the battlefield. So that's the idea behind the deck. I've rambled on long enough. Let's go ahead and see how we can do on the rank ladder. Sorry, it is like reanimation, and the fact that we're trying to go for a turn 3 win makes this deck kind of complicated. But hopefully we'll be able to pull it off here. I don't know how this is gonna go though. But yeah. That is a very interesting username, but it's kind of cool the way it was like a what do they call it? Race car is another example. It starts with a P, I think. This hand, it's good, but it's bad. So we can draw into an invasion of Ergamon, it's good, but if we don't draw into invasion of Ergamon, it's bad. Oh no. Okay, there we go. There's something that we can potentially keep. We just need to draw into reanimation spell. What could go wrong? We just need to draw into reanimation spell. That's the nice thing is, you don't necessarily need, oh. Okay, well, we can discard that. This is bad. I could discard the Atali, but, we would prefer to keep it in our hand, so when we reanimate Ghalta, if everyone has another discard thing, we kind of just lose, but okay. This is our opportunity to find reanimation. Okay, next turn. We don't have a way to give our creatures haste yet. We are playing with slightly less than 20 some lands, or 24 lands. Alright. We take 2, they draw a card because of raids. 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Interesting. Okay. Make black mana and cast this. Get Ghalta. Ghalta says, go ahead, put whatever we want onto the battlefield. We'll go ahead and put these 2 onto the battlefield. What do we flip into? It is a skullcap snail. We can cast Sheoldred's Restoration, sure. We'll cast this. We're gonna lose 1 life, but we get a Goldhound. Seems alright. Opponent's going to discard / exile a card from their hand. Opponent playing a sort of tempo-y black deck that looks to generate value with raids and sacrifice. They can kill our Ghalta, but would we be able to reanimate it? No. Opponent concedes. We have enough damage to spook them. Alright, well, didn't honestly expect to win that one, but got a little lucky there, drawing into what we needed. We take this. So that was a sort of turn 5-4 win. Okay. What what are these what are with these names from our opponents? You go first. Mulligan. Keep. I mean, we're not gonna get to do what we want, but I prefer not to just to lose. Question is, do we keep Cityscape Leveler? Okay, our opponent's on a Millennium Calendar deck. I could discard the land, I could discard Invasion of Ergamon, I could discard the land, I think. Because we need more discard if we draw into a Ghalta. We just need reanimation. We can sack the Goldhound to play the Invasion of Ergamon, though if we draw into a green source, that would be ideal. Ask and you shall receive, I guess. Please don't counterspell. I'm just gonna counterspell the actual reanimation. Okay, reanimation spell off the top. That is what we asked for. There are 7 of them in the deck, I believe. 7 reanimation spells. Opponent's just going for the counter tick up. That's not good. Do I hold the forest in hand? They're playing a tax. They're playing a tax counter spell, like make disappear. Well, oh, okay, that is fine. You go ahead, opponent. I have a cool idea for the Millennium Calendar that I thought of.
Has been through enough.
I saw Hexamine make a Millennium Calendar combo deck that was focused on do we play out the Keldon Strike team to work on their Planeswalker some here, or just keep swinging at their face? Well, we'll make it a little bit harder for them to get away with their Planeswalker shenanigans here and just swing at the Planeswalker.
Cunning than I thought.
Really hoping that they like tap out so we can reanimate when we get the card. Opponent is just speed running the calendar here.
I've got some time to
That is not what we want to see. That is also not really what we want to see. I'm not going to attack you, and I don't want to get my Goldhound hounded by a wandering emperor. Two extra mana, but I'm assuming they're just tapping it to get their Millennium Calendar points. 50. How many doubles is that? 100, 200, and turn into 400, and the following turn into 800 and as well. We got like one more turn or something to go. One more turn before we get calendared. Oh my goodness. No attacks. Alright. Hopefully the opponent does not have an extra Teferi. If they have an extra Teferi, they might be able to win the following turn. Or this turn, rather. They go up to 400, and then they can double it up with Teferi.
And some think time only flows in one direction.
Alright, well, that's gonna be a good game. They double it up, and then next turn they, dang. Really did not draw into that, well, I guess we could have, did we have enough mana to cast the Cityscape Leveler? 1, 2, 3, 4, no. We did not. So we wouldn't have been able to destroy the calendar either. Unfortunate. There's a lot of moving components to Reanimator in terms of getting it to work. One of those components happens to be a reanimation spell. Alright, alright. This hand looks really, really good. The only thing we're missing is something to give our creatures haste. The only thing we're missing is something to give. Okay. As much as I would love to, I'm not going to draw an additional card. That can happen the following turn. I'm gonna make sure that this pays with this because I really don't want to see this gone. Okay. That's not gonna help. I could play Goldhound with the treasure. I think I'll go ahead and do that. That'll make our Diregraf Rebirth super cheap if we want it to be. That might help us dodge a counterspell here. Please tap out. No. Why you gotta be this way? Alright, take action. I think we could technically still cast Diregraf Rebirth if we really wanted to, but I don't think there's a point. Our opponent's holding up counter spells. We'll just pass. Take the extra card and run. Oh, it's a Malcolm. Interesting. Flash Tribal. I guess you could play Malcolm with the Ghalta and then some other like flash creatures. But I'm suspecting it's probably less about Flash Tribal and maybe just more generic. We'll find out. bonus Malcolm. Okay, there's something to give our creatures haste. We could go for the reanimation here, but our opponent is likely to counterspell. I think we can discount the 7-class Diregraf Rebirth back to 5. We'll have 6 mana, so we don't have enough to get around attacks. I don't think so. We'll just wait a turn. My attempts to play around control. Very mastermind. It does look rather flash tribally, but we'll find out. Okay, to some degree I'm regretting my actions, but we wouldn't have drawn into the Imodane's Recruiter without taking the extra draw from Academy Lord Master. There you go ahead, draw, discard. My turn. I will go ahead and decline this because they're going to draw 2 if I take it. We drew into another reanimation spell, which is cool. Alright, 3 mana reanimation. Here goes. Counterspell. What's the worst that could happen, opponent? They might have white creature removal, which would be a little rough, but assuming they have counter magic. Yeah. Alright, now they're tapped out. We can do it again, and we can win the game. Good game. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Alright, the opponent's not going to expect this. That is going to be very much a good game, opponent. I don't think they have a 1 mana removal spell, and that is a boatload of hasty trampoline damage. Yep. That. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. We successfully played around the counterspell. That's crazy. Opponent counters the 1. We drew into another. Still no turn 3 win, but that felt really good. That was the dream team getting dropped there off that Ghalta. And it was awesome because we still had enough life to pay for the Sheoldred's what is the format of reanimation spell called? Sheoldred's like reassembly? No, I don't know. Sheoldred's restoration. Okay, it was something close. Kind of close. We need like a reanimation target in our hand for this hand to be worth it. But if we draw into a Ghalta, it's amazing. We're gonna give this a go. We might completely regret this. Really need to draw into something a little bit better than a land. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, now draw into something awesome to put onto the battlefield. That's not quite what I was hoping. So many lands that we drew into. We're playing 23 lands. Invasion of Ergamon, we'll take it. We'll discard a land. Which one do I want to discard? Probably Llanowar Wastes. Still no big creature to drop with our to go along with our cards. Opponent playing removal tribal, very confused. Removal counterspell tribal. I'm not casting into your counterspell, sir. Play your Play your control cards. Ow. 23 lands. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. I guess we've been through a lot of our deck. We're like 15 cards deep. 8 lands and 15 cards though. You only see roughly 5 on average. Slightly more than 5. This is probably actually close to average, maybe. I don't know. Opponent's finding more counter spells. More counter spells, more sweepers. We just need one turn where they go shields down to end them. That's assuming that we actually draw into something useful eventually. Just counter spell our Bitter Reunion. That'd be funny. Probably would not be a bad thing to do, because clearly we're floundering for something to do here, or we're just waiting. This is a baffling amount of nothing. You've drawn into 1 Ghalta. There's 4 Ghaltas, 1 Holly, 1 Ghalta and Mavern, and 3 or 4 Titan or Cityscape Levelers. Ah, it's mill. It's a mill. See how our opponent held up counterspell magic on top of it? Exciting stuff here.
Nothing could be more vulnerable than your memory.
Found all the other things. They hit 3 Cityscape Levelers? Another Ghalta. There's no way. Oh, this is out of the graveyard, but I think they can still counterspell it. Why not? What are they gonna do? Counterspell it? This just means that they... Wait, what? Kill it? Void Rend? Yo, is that Crim? It's crazy. Okay.
I pull one thread, and your entire mind unravels.
Down to 5 cards, potentially.
All your failures. Surrender every last thought to Phyrexia.
I don't know what to do. Just counter it, and then I go next. Alright, that is not lethal damage. We'll send 2 at their Jace, 2 at their face. So that's 6. Yeah, we would have had 19 damage, which is not enough. I mean, if they have another Jace, they just win. Or if they have another mill card, probably win. Yep, they perform the soul partition maneuver.
Is the sensible action.
And it's over. They mill. They replay the Jace and then mill us. We made a deck where you, a mill deck, where you play Jace and soul partition. It's very interesting because you just like mill them for most of Jace and then you leave it as there as sort of bait. And then when they swing in for it, you get them to waste their damage and you get to replay Jace and mill them for a bunch more. Unfortunate. Alright, can we, okay. Draw into some good stuff, and this is really good. Like, some other stuff to drop with Ghalta. We have every, like, other combo piece. We'll get to reanimate Ghalta turn 3, most likely. It's just a matter of, drawing into some other things. We can play Invasion of Ergamon. Or we can play Bitter Reunion. I think we play Bitter Reunion, so we draw into a land more likely. Well, I don't think the order matters. Okay, that's some really good stuff to draw with Ghalta. Hopefully we draw into some lands now. But knowing our odds, unlikely. Okay, I'm gonna risk it. It's not a land? Okay. Top deck, a land. Any land. Every single land in our deck comes in untapped. Turns 1, 2, and 3. This was specifically so that we have a chance against like we're never gonna lose because of our lands. Alright, GG's opponent. Very cool game. Like the Dinos you were playing. We're playing Dinos ourselves. Pretty cool. Except for our Dino just kind of wins us the game if it gets down. Alright, what do we get? No! Oh no, we literally got the full trio. Oh man, hold on. I want to see what we would have gotten off their deck. The insta-concede. Rockfall Veil. Wait, what? That's not the one that we would have cast. Okay, so it didn't finish for them. We exiled a forest, and then we hit Ghalta and Mavern. So we would have gotten, oh my goodness. And then when we attacked it, we blow up their Pugnacious Hammer Skull. Imodane's Recruiter also was about to buff all our creatures. That would have been glorious. Still pretty glorious. Oh my goodness. That was one of those rare but really good hands. Turn 4 wins, not bad. We're fishing for that turn 3 win still. Okay. No Ghalta and Mavern. Opponent goes first, so we have a chance to draw into it these first 2 turns. We have reanimation and tons of draw discard. I'm gonna keep this because it might turn into a good hand regardless of if we find what we want. We drew our 1 forest. That's to help us play Invasion of Ergamon on curve. Basically all of our lands are either red or green. We're gonna lose a little bit of life. Llanowar Waste or the Forest or what needs to go. We get rid of Llanowar Wastes. Okay, no attack and turn. Okay, anytime now. 23 lands, still hit 6 off the top 10. Magic is definitely a game of variance, and a deck like this really asks for a lot of things to go right to for things to go as you want. We need to not lose too much life here. Okay, that's untap this turn. We can play this. So at this point, we're running out of draw and discard here. Oh my goodness. Alright, we'll go ahead and crack this for some mana, I think. Leave the Goldhound up. We can discard the Carplusian Forest. I think we have enough green sources. Okay, that's a pretty good game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the top 15. We're playing less than the recommended amount of lands. Crazy. It says first strike. Sparky notices that. Sparky notices first strike. Sometimes your opponents will not. I think they may have just wanted to draw a card, to be fair. Being a bit of a troll. Oh, we don't even have Ghalta. Oh. Okay. We drew into something. Might be a little late. No. I can't take any more hits. If we take any more hits, we're not going to be able to reanimate with the... Oh. Yeah, that kind of shuts down the whole graveyard plan, I think. We can pretend like it would work. See how this goes. See if Denick actually works like I think it should. Yep, we can't target it. Good game. So Denick would have shut down the chance to even reanimate that. Which we would have gone to 1 life if we did, so we would have died. The next swing in regardless. Did not draw into the cards that would make that a good hand regardless. So far, only a turn 4 win. I tried playing some games against Sparky to see if I could just record what a turn 3 win would look like. We can get like turn 3 reanimation. That's not as crazy as a turn 3 win, but turn 4 win is really hard. Or turn 3 win is really hard. Reminds me of all those sort of like turn 2 win kind of decks that you could play in Stork. They can win with them, like Tybalts and stuff, but it's still also just as rare as it is to win turn 3 in Standard. Oh my goodness. Okay. Reanimation spell. Something big, and we need a reanimation spell. Like a Cityscape Leveler off the top, and then draw into reanimation spell following it. That hurts a little, but there's still a chance. That's not good. I'm playing 23 lands. I swear I'm playing 23 lands. One has white. That's not good either. That's not a reanimation spell. Okay, we have turn to top deck reanimation spell here and potentially win the game. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're still not completely out of the game. There's a chance. The chance is just lowering every turn.
You started this fight, but I let your blade do the talking.
It has vigilance. Another vigilant
Guards, to me.
token. Okay. Okay. Do we get to win? Oh, we could gain the life. I mean, why not? There's not much of a reason not to go ahead and gain 8 life. Opponent. You can kill our Ghalta here if they want, probably. That's the only problem, is our opponent is probably holding up some removal here. But this is a good reason why Keldon Strike Team's good, because if we flip into a creature, it's going to come in with haste. What do we want to kill here? A token creature, probably. Because then we have 19 trampling damage, we can block the Keldon Strike Team, but Goldhound makes it not lethal, because they have 22 life. And they probably also have like another Wandering Emperor. Oh, they have, that's fine. You can block the 1, no they can't block the 1/1. That's Menace. Goldhound goes hard. I'm surprised they have no other removal. They blew it on our Goldhound. And they blew their Wandering Emperor on just making tokens, which makes sense. To be fair, it makes sense. Standard is great. Oh boy.
Remember your
Flip
training.
into something. Something amazing. They're all gone? No. Swing in, please. And we can't lethal them. I don't think it's possible. We need like an Imodane's recruiter. No, that wouldn't even. This is gonna cost us 5 of our mana, and then we're gonna have 1 treasure open. I don't know what would win us the game here. A lightning bolt, and then another lightning bolt. The music stopped because I've been gaming for too long.
Keep watch for intruders.
No. They played that in the wrong order. They could have drawn a card with their Sunset Reverie. That's something. Is there a way we win? No. No. There is no way we win. I'm just gonna concede. I mean, obviously there is a way we win, but it's gonna be like very slim. We already did the thing. Chances of things playing out well for us is unlikely. Alright. This is the turn 3 win, obviously. This will be the game. I would keep on playing until I get the turn 3 win, but I honestly think it's so hard to get that it's gonna be I feel like I mulliganed into a worse hand. Oh, we can just reanimate anything we draw into at this point, though. That's the nice thing. Let's play down the Goldhound instead of casting Bitter Reunion on like the Goldhound or something. Oh
No
my
more
goodness.
distractions. That's nice. Ah, one of your friends has to leave.
Okay.
Don't overthink.
It's all or nothing.
things.
There's no way you're playing Sheoldred's Restoration as well. It's crazy. Youch. I don't think we win this. The opponent had the like couple early removal spells, Sheoldred, Liliana. They're playing to win here. Let's go next. So we reanimate Ghalta. They like we go down to like 0 health and then they kill us on our next like draw, probably, or next, maybe not our next draw, but like the following draw. Actually, probably our next draw there, because they I don't even think we can reanimate Ghalta, because they swing in with Sheoldred. We were at like 14 life, and then we'd lose 2 to drawing on our next turn, and then we play Sheoldred's Restoration and we go down to 0 life. So probably not possible. I'm tempted to keep this, honestly. See what happens. This is not a turn 3 win, but we can do a lot of draw discarding. Or discard drawing. Discard the land because we're gonna draw into more lands. Hey, we did. I didn't lie. Discard a Sheoldred's Restoration, probably. Opponent playing enchantments, probably. Tokens, probably. I don't think they would be doing nothing for the first 2 turns and playing a wedding announcement. Otherwise. There's a Ghalta. So we can discard the Ghalta. Hopefully we draw into something good next turn, and then the following turn we reanimate. Okay. That's gonna gain them life. Yes. Selesnya tokens. I think Naya tokens is actually probably quite strong right now. Because you have Adeline and you have the new Anim Pakal. If you're playing like Jetmir, you're gonna go wide super easy with Anim Pakal, and then you get super big buffs for going wide. We can discard and give us extra manas, or we discard and give ourselves a lot of looks for better cards to end the game. Let's go for most amount of looks. And we can play Invasion of Ergamon still. Cool. Discard. I think we want the land just in case. That's not a creature, but alright, next turn. Do or die. One's gonna gain some life here. What do you have? You play like a, what is the 3 mana like Selesnya soldier that gives other creatures +1/+1. Can be sacrificed to give tokens indestructible, pay 5 to put a +1 counter on it. Make a 1/1. Forget what the card is called. But that would be a card that I think they might play. The wedding announcement is going to flip into a buff here. One of the 3rd path. Okay. Please don't blow up the treasure. That's really the only thing I care about. Yeah, it's fine with us. I guess that can flip into a 12/4 hasty dino. Well, not hasty, but could be made hasty. We're going to take a ton of damage. So we won't be able to use the Sheoldred's Restoration, but I think we'll still be alive. 12 damage. Down to 6. Will we be able to kill our opponent? Probably not. That is awful. Okay. Play land. And, go for it, regardless. I don't think we win by not attacking in. I don't think we win by attacking in. We die because they're wide enough regardless. We'll see. I think I can count, but I might be bad at counting. We have 2 blockers, and they have 6 attackers. If they can't count, maybe we are in the clear. Hey, it's worked before. It might work again. Okay. Opponent, I'm pretty sure all you have to do is click attack, but that does work pretty well. And we die. We were so close but so far away at the same time. If our opponent did not gain so much life, we would have actually had a chance. They gained enough life to the point where our 23 like AC damage, 20 of it being trampling, did not matter. Alright. Not going to win here. Not great, but we'll give it a whirl. Alright, we can reanimate turn 3. I know this is more of like a goodbye wave, I feel like, but it's the only thing I have to wave below. Merfolks, eh? I think that's what our opponent's playing. Okay. Let's swing for their life total. We're just going for as fast as possible. Murder. Yep, it's gonna crew and explore. A backup one, yeah, I don't think you necessarily need that. That's gonna be really big. Go ahead, sack this for black. Play Sheoldred's Restoration on our Cityscape Leveler and see if it can take it home. Opponent might have a 1-mana bounce spell. I'm sorry, there's not much coming back from that. Opponent's gonna just keep on going off with their Merfolks. Alright. One more. This is the last try for today. For today's video. All or nothing. That is this deck. Sir Arm N. Okay. Turn 3 no, we can't turn 3 Retali reanimation because we don't have red source. We roll into a red source, maybe this hand turns out well. We have half of our lands are red sources, and we've been drawing a lot of lands today, so maybe we'll look into a red source land. Though I think we should mulligan. But there's a chance. The chance is gone. No. No. Hard punished. Yeah, we need red. Oh my goodness. One more. That wasn't even a game. That was a misplay. Okay, raw vibe. Will you what is this hand? We go first though, so we mulligan. We're not gonna draw into much more. Okay, this is doable. Goldhound. Ooh, I think we get rid of Keldon Strike Team. Kind of need our Goldhound to survive. To use the Sheoldred's Restoration, or we need to draw into some black sources. Oh gosh, it's not a red. That's not great. That is actually particularly not good. Sheoldred's Restoration is gonna do a lot to our life total here, so if we do not win off of this... oh no. Oh no, no. We're going to be doing you a major favor here next turn. But you might just be ending us before we get a chance. That is 5 damage. I was really counting on that Bitter Reading to draw us into some good things here. We drew more lands. Remove all the lands from the deck. There you go, opponent. If you can't beat a 12-12, that is your problem. Want to just cast a monstrous rage on the unblocked Monastery Swiftspear and we go dead. Very dead. Or a lightning strike and play with fire or something. Oi, oi, oi. One more. I believe in the odds, alright? After chaining together, how many losses in a row? The odds have to be in our favor now, right? No, it's not how like odds work, but we can believe. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses in a row. Come on, Magic Gods. Give us the ideal hand. There's a chance this could work. But I think I will mulligan once. Okay. We keep the Invasion of Ergamon or the Sehelis. I think we keep the Sehelis. We can actually cast it without sacrificing our Goldhound. Alright, there's a chance. We need to draw into a Diregraf Rebirth and a Haste Enabler. Okay, that was not quite it. We could draw into a Haste Enabler on our next turn. Or we don't even need a Haste Enabler. We're going to hit it off the Atali. Wait, this doesn't remove it from our hand. Probably Atali. Please don't realize that we have... This was a turn 3, potentially a win. And they just ruined it. How? How could they do this to us? No. Oh man, we could have cast it. We drew into something to give haste. We would have had 19 trampling damage, and we would have had additional 3 hasty, and then if we flipped into things with our Atali, those would have also had haste and been able to swing in. Ugh. I will. Don't do this to me, opponent. Death be upon you! Death be upon you! You will die now. Sure, I'll take your restoration of my Ganju. Do I discard Diregraf Rebirth? Sure. Die. Well, we went out of nowhere, but my goodness, we lost the turn 3 win because of Anointed Peacekeeper. It feels so good to have top decked that Sheoldred's Restoration though. Oh, ZZ, Mr. Taxes and Angels. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo you. This is what 7 losses of rage look like. 7 rate. I can't speak. Anyways, that was a turn 3 win. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You can dislike the video if you didn't see the turn 3 win. If you're upset about that, you can do it. You can do it. It's so unlikely. The goal is turn 3 win. That's why I called it turn 3 win. Please do not hate on me for this. All right. What is people gonna click on more? Turn 3 win potentially, or turn 3 win? We both know that it means potential turn 3 win, not that like it's gonna be given that you win turn 3 every single game. Anyways, that's the idea of the deck. Hopefully we did a good job of showcasing some silly reanimator thing you can do with Ghalta. I'll go ahead and show off the deck that Aether Llama shared, which is the more dino based one. Whoops, I went too far. This is the more dino-centered one. You can see that it's pretty similar idea here. Draw, discard, Sheoldred's Restoration, Diregraf Rebirth. Diregraf Rebirth works really well with Goldhound. And then, while you're playing all dinos and you give your dinos haste with Plani's Hatcher. It's a really cool card. Works really well in this strategy. So if you're looking for a little bit more dino-centric, shout out to Aether Llama for coming up with this brew and sharing it with me. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe you'll enjoy yesterday's video where we played Azorius Reanimator. That was a lot more of less reanimate creatures and more so reanimate one with the multiverse and Portal of Phyrexia. But super cool, super fun deck. Anyways, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.